Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of D.D.O.D. I am your host with the most, the doll. Of course I am. It wouldn't be Daily Dose of Doll without me. Without no doll, there ain't no sugar in the coffee. Stir it up. So, this week we are going to be talking about Rockabilly Police. I asked you guys what you wanted me to talk about, what topic you wanted to hear my opinion on the most, and you guys choose Rockabilly Police. Now, I'm not going to use any names of the people who tormented me or who I use as reference in my experiences because I'm over it. Like, at this point, I see the people who policed me when I first got into Rockabilly as, they were kind of like the grip tape that you put on the bottom of sticky shoes because you can't get any traction. They were my grip tape. The more they hated on me, the more I just used them to climb higher. Okay, so the Rockabilly Police are those people in the Rockabilly culture who think that they are so Rockabilly or so pinup, because now pinup has kind of become a subculture of the subculture that Rockabilly is from the Rockabilly music. So there are those people who think that they got it down so good that they actually have a right to say who can and cannot be a part of this subculture. Isn't that funny? Isn't it funny that there's people out there who think that they literally can tell other people what to do just because? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Where should I send my bills to? Huh? Where should I send my... Are you making me dinner tonight? I want chicken. No, none of these people actually hold any weight in your life. They don't know you, they're not friends with you, they don't support you, they don't love you, they don't give a flying shit about who you are or how you're doing. But they are going to tell you whether you can or cannot be a Rockabilly. Isn't that something? Isn't that amazing? So, I'm going to start out with a little bit of my Rockabilly backstory. I got into Rockabilly when I was 17, and I remember the moment. I remember the exact moment, because I was thinking the other day, before I filmed this, about kind of my history and my backstory, how I got into Rockabilly, and a moment flashed in my head, and I was like, that was the moment, like that was the defining moment when I discovered Rockabilly, and I knew that it was something that was gonna help me in life. Like, I had to be a part of that. And I was at my first car show ever at a really popular car shop in Oklahoma City. It's called Jeff Beck's. And my ex had taken me to this car show that totally got rained out. I poured all day. But it was the first time that I got to really hang out with his group of friends who were all Rockabillys. He wasn't, but his whole group of friends was. And I got to hang out with them in their environment. You know, it was a car show, there was live music, there was a lot of PBR. There was a lot of beer runs to the local, like, hole-in-the-wall gas station to get more beer. But that's kind of when I met everybody in the culture that was in that immediate group in Oklahoma that kind of was that defining group of the Rockabilly culture in Oklahoma. And to me, they were like the most badass, amazing people in the world because I was seeing this lifestyle for the first time. And I was 17 and there was drinking and partying, and my mom would have killed me if she knew I was there. And then my ex totally drove home drunk, scared the shit out of me because at that point I had never even drank. But I was totally terrified, and he drove home, and I went out and hid in his car because it was raining, and I called my big brother, and I was like, ooh, he drove home drunk, and he hit a curb, and I'm scared, and I'm alone, and I shouldn't have been here, and my big brother came and picked me up, and it was like this big thing, and now that I look back on it, it's really funny. But I remember the live band at the time was one of the guys whose wife tormented me because she jumped on the bandwagon with all the other girls, and you know how girls are, they get in this clique and they're like, let's attack her, let's destroy her, it's gonna be our life's mission to destroy this girl that we hate. We don't know why we hate her, we just hate her so much we're gonna destroy her. But he's an amazing musician, he's pretty badass, and I have no hard feelings against him. His name is Brian Dunning. If you have some time, check him out. If you like Elvis, you're gonna love Dunning because he's super talented as far as vocals go and playing instruments and mainly the guitar, but he's got so much personality. Like, you can't deny the attractive energy of Brian Dunning. You just can't. He's an awesome dude. And, you know, after, God, so many, like 7 years of them hating my guts and attacking me, he finally sent me a message over Facebook because something had come up. There was an Etzel. He was selling one of his cars, because he has a lot. And he was selling an Etzel, and everybody started sharing his post and tagging me. And I was like, oh, can you guys stop? Like, I finally got all of them to stop harassing me. Can you not do this? And I found a feed of him and a local pinstriper. She's a female pinstriper in Oklahoma who's never met me, who I've never spoken to, but has decided to make up her own opinion of me without any knowledge of who I am as a person. And she proceeded to talk shit about me on this comment feed, and he decided to kind of talk some shit about me. And I sent one of our mutual friends a message, and I was like, can you tell him I'm sorry? Like, I keep telling people to stop. And it hurt my feelings that he was still talking shit about me, but after the fact, he did send me a message on Facebook, and he's like, look, I'm sorry. I had ignored him at a party that my ex and I had gone to right before I had gotten pregnant with Charlie, and he had come up to me and tried to say hi to me, and I ignored him. I totally did, cold-shouldered him. But his wife was there, and his wife hated me. His wife had accused me of trying to hit on him and try to shoot in his car because I wanted to flirt with him and I was inappropriate. And I had sent him a message to share a pinup contest that I was in back when I first started and thought pinup contests were going to get me somewhere in life. I did 2 pinup contests before I figured out it was bullshit. But that was it, and I had made a comment about shooting in he's got a Cadillac, a pink Cadillac, and I was like, I'd love to shoot in it because Sabina Kelly had shot with him. He's like, yeah, whenever you want. Super, just like a normal conversation. But because of that, when he did come up to me, I did avoid him because I didn't want to be accused of things that I wasn't doing. I didn't want a fight to start, and I didn't want more shit talked about me, so I just stayed away from him, but I had hurt his feelings. So I told him, you know, I apologize. I just didn't want anything else to happen. But that was it, you know? Like, we're not friends on Facebook. We don't talk. We don't hang out. But we squashed it like adults. You know, he was like, I'm sorry I was an asshole. And I was like, I'm sorry if you thought I was being an asshole. And that was it. Because that's what adults do. When you have a problem with somebody, you go up to them and say, hey, I have this problem. I'd love to talk to you about it. And then you listen. And then you give your rebuttal. And then you guys go your separate ways, even if you don't agree. But you respect each other, because you're damn grown-ups. Figure it out. It's really not that complicated, you know? It's not that difficult. But I had this whole group of people who have tormented me from day one until probably a couple of years ago. The last run-in that I really had with them was when I was at a car show with my boyfriend. We weren't together at the time, I don't think. We might have been. We might have just started dating. But they surrounded him and they started to try and talk shit about me to him, and they kind of got to like, well, how are you, Rockabilly? Why are you here? Why do you care about it? Just bullshit like that, giving him the run through. Because my boyfriend doesn't dress like a rockabilly. No. Because your style doesn't define who you are. It's very simple. It helps define you, but it's not the one defining character. So, you know, you have this whole group of people who think that they are the epitome of what rockabilly stands for. Like, if you were to look up rockabilly in the dictionary, their faces would be there or something. Now, let me tell you, this is a group of people who, one of the members started out as rockabilly. Like, that was it. That was his bread and butter. That's all that existed. Then he turned into a punk, and all of a sudden talked shit about rockabillys and how stupid they are and how ridiculous they are, right? Then I think he went into something even more crazy, like a skinhead or something like that. But now he's rockabilly again. You know, this guy changes his style more than people change the trash, but he is what rockabilly stands for, right? He can talk shit. And then the main girl who did nothing but torment me and call me and text me until I had to block her. Everybody hates you. You don't need to be a part of this. You're doing this the wrong way. You don't have a right to just jump into it. And I'm like, bitch, I studied this shit for 11 years before I jumped into it. You were punk and then started dating one of the guys in the groups who was rockabilly, and then you turn rockabilly. What? So how does that make you more rockabilly than me? Because you just went from 0 to hero like that. I actually took the damn time. Because I wanted to know about it, and you know, I would do little things here or there, like I would wear polka dots or pump my hair or wear red lipstick. I couldn't figure out winged eyeliner for shit, so I didn't do that for a long time. But it's like I wanted to be so bad, it pulled at me so bad, but I was scared. And now, you know, that I look back on it, it's like it's a good thing you were scared, because if you tried to get into it even earlier, you might have really been torn apart. So these people have been giving me the runaround since I started my career, like day one, when I really was nothing but, you know, polka dots and pin curls. Like, that's what I thought. And over the years, I've really come to realize how much I really know about the culture. And it wasn't until I really started getting into it that I realized that, like, I know a lot about this. I have a right to be here. I love this. I know about it. I've studied it. I'm passionate about it. I have a right to be here. And just because you guys think that you own this doesn't mean I can't be here. It's that simple. And that's the funny thing. And that's why I call them the Rockabilly Police, because they're that group of people that walk around car shows and do nothing but pick apart everybody else there. Your cuffs on your jeans aren't the accurate length. You need to adjust those. Your pompadour is not the proper height. You need to grow that out, or you can't be rockabilly. Your pin curls aren't perfect. I can see a little bit through those. So you can't be a pinup, because your victory rolls aren't perfect. Your cat eyeliner looks like shit. You can't be a pinup model. What the fuck is that? Here's a news flash. Okay? Nobody's competing with anybody. Like, that was my second run-in with the Rockabilly Police. There's always there's two groups. There's like two genres of Rockabilly Police. The people who have like are really a part of the culture and have dedicated a lot of time, and like that's it. That's all they got. They are rockabillys. Nothing else matters. And then you have the people who have like recently discovered the culture, and they think that they know everything about it, but they don't. And that would be okay. Like, being a newbie into something, there's nothing to be ashamed of. But if you're a newbie and you don't know shit, and then you treat people like shit because you think you know everything, that doesn't fly. I'm sorry. That's not how that works. And I had a run-in. There was a whole group of girls in Oklahoma who, it's so funny now. They hated me so much. Like, they hated me so much from, like, they would message me and, like, act like they were my friends, and then all of a sudden something just kind of went crazy. I don't know what, because I'd never met any of these women. I've never hung out with them. I'd seen them online and talked to them online. But they're the people who come out of nowhere, try to claim the culture as their own, try to think that they represent what it stands for, and, like, they are the shit. They are the main, like, they are what represents it. And if you don't fall in line with them in their Mean Girls group, then they're gonna torture you forever. Like, forever. Bitch, am I in polka dots? Am I in polka dots? Because I didn't show up in polka dots, so clearly I'm not trying to compete with you. Because I see you got your gear on, I see you have your polka dots, I see you have, you know, the gloves and the whole spiel, because you were trying so hard to represent something that you know nothing about. And that's okay. That's okay if you're respectful to other people. But if you're gonna come at me like you are the tits and disrespect me and treat me like shit after I've paid my dues, we can't be friends. We can't be friends, because they're also the girls who stand on the side of the pinup contest and talk about how all the other girls are too fat to be pinups. Or they claim to be body positive, but then they trash other women. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if you see pinup and you want to dress pinup here or there because you just love it and it's fun. Do you. Have a good time with it. That's what this culture is about. This culture is about having a good time, listening to badass music that built it, and and the cars and the car shows and the beautiful empowered pinup women, and like there's so many positive things about the rockabilly culture, but nobody can really reach that because there's this huge wall that's been built by all the rockabilly police, all the people who think that they're better than everybody else, all the new pinup girls who think that this is a huge competition. Girl, unless we are entered in the same pinup competition, we are not competing. I want you to stew on that for a minute. Unless we are both in the same competition, where it's an actual competition, we're not competing. We can be friends. I'm just throwing that out there. Didn't know if you knew that. Like, you don't have to hate other girls. Like, you don't have to. You don't have to hate other rockabillys. It's pointless. It's such bullshit. So I've had my run-ins with it. I totally did. I've had the real rockabillys that have tormented me, and I've had the people who wanted to be a part of rockabilly because it looked appealing, but then lost interest because it just really wasn't who they were, right? I think some of the coolest rockabillys I've run into are the ones who don't give a flying shit about anything. Like, they are who they are. They go to car shows, they drink beer with their friends. Most of the time you can't get them to go anywhere because they're either working on their cars or they can't go anywhere because their car doesn't work. And the girls are just as badass as the guys, you know. Either not all rockabilly girls are pinups. No, they're not. Surprise! I don't know if you knew that. But not all rockabilly girls are pinups. And there's a lot of different personalities and a lot of different types, and they're usually pretty badass and pretty down to earth, you know. They love what they love. And those are the types that you need to seek out if you're going to be a part of the rockabilly community. Don't let the Rockabilly Police stop you from pursuing something you love. It's that simple. If I would have done that, like when this group, when I was young and first started to attack me, if I would have given up, I would have never made it to where I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never would have been on all those covers of those magazines. I never would have been featured inside all those covers of those magazines. I wouldn't have been an actual writer for all of those magazines. I wouldn't have been the cover model for all the things that I've been a cover model for. I wouldn't have worked for all of the amazing badass rockabilly brands that asked me to be an ambassador for them. I wouldn't have been featured on multiple websites, not just here, but across the fucking globe. Like, I've done so much, you know. And I don't think that I'm a badass because I get told the group of women that attacked me, that was their shtick, that I thought I was too cool and I talked shit about them. I was told, quote unquote, you defame people with your character, and it's like, you're so well known basically that if you talk shit about anybody, people are gonna listen to you and then nobody's gonna think we're cool. I'll be blunt, because this is D.D.O.D, but we're blunt. It's very simple. I worked my ass off to get where I was. I paid my dues. I had people talk shit about me. I had my ex talk shit about me and tear me down during it. I paid my dues. I started at the bottom. And I was respectful. I was appreciative. I was humble. I worked my ass off. I didn't pay for likes. I didn't pay for views. I didn't trash other people to be cool. I didn't create groups to kick people out of to be cool. I didn't fix pinup contests. I didn't talk shit about people. I didn't have to do that. Like, I didn't have to. I simply was myself. I knew what I wanted, and I worked for it. And I achieved that goal, and it intimidated them. Because that's kind of what happens. You have people come out of the woodworks that want to be a part of something, but they want to be the best at it like that. Like, they don't want to work for it. And that's kind of what this group of girls was. It's like, bitch, who are you? You don't get to come here and treat me and my friends like shit just because you want to be somebody. We would love to be friends with you and help you if you would like. But no, there was no friendship option. You know, and that's kind of the thing with those people is, and what you guys, you newbies in Rockabilly need to realize, there is no friendship option. You have to simply cut them out of your life and kick them to the side and keep moving. It's like a tree that falls in the middle of the road and you're driving This goes back to the road of the journey, the path of life you're driving down. You're driving, right? And there's this big ass tree that's fallen. And it's like, what are you gonna do? There is a mountain of the most delicious ice cream, whatever your favorite ice cream is, on the other side, and you have to get there. But you're not gonna turn around after all these years of driving. No. Hell no. You're gonna get your ass out. You're gonna bust your ass to move that tree out of the way, and you're gonna get your goddamn mountain of ice cream. Right? Right. So that's what I had to do. I had to either allow these people to make me fail and make me give up on what I loved, or I could just forget about them because they really don't matter. Mind explosion, right? These people don't matter. That's the funny thing about Rockabilly. It's free range. Yeah, Rockabilly and pinup is free range. You can be a part of it, and you can do it. It's really simple. Love it? There's some guidelines. You gotta love Rockabilly. You gotta be passionate about it. And I'm not talking about the way we dress. I'm talking about the music. I'm talking about the backbone. I'm talking about the roots of what made Rockabilly culture what it is. You gotta love that. And if you love that, then have fun and embrace it. And if you want to do pinup, have fun and embrace it. Just don't be an asshole. It is that simple. It's not difficult. It's not rocket science. If you're a Rockabilly now, it's really being nice and accepting new people into the culture is literally easier than fucking cat eyeliner. It really is, right? So I'm gonna give you an example before I go. I went to a car show, the Stray Cat car show, which is huge, again, in Oklahoma. Look it up, it's amazing. It's worth driving down for. But I went, just as me, with some of my girlfriends. Vivid Eye Candy Photography is a pinup photography company in Oklahoma. It's run by one of my best pinup friends, Mindy, who was going out there to do some shoots, and I told her I'd help, and I didn't give a shit about the pinup contest, which a bunch of the girls that I was with were in. I just wanted to go to the car show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wanted to walk around, hang out with my friends, take great pictures of cars. I didn't even plan on shooting, really, but I was lucky enough to get to do some shooting with two of my good friends, A, Mindy, and then B, Catty, from Catty B Photography, who we got some bomb photos. Like, they're some of my favorites still. But there was, of course, the pinup contest, the Stray Cat pinup contest, and it was dominated by this one group of girls, right? And the headmaster of this group of girls was like the main person putting on the pinup contest, and she was also one of the main judges, right? So then you have this whole group of girls that everybody knows each other, right? They're known for being bitches. I'm gonna say it because it's factual. They're known, like, literally, like, around the world. Like, if I was talking to a studio in the UK and they asked me if I was a part of them, and I said no, and they said good, because we wouldn't work with you if you were, because we don't stand for the behavior and unprofessionalism. And I was like, I don't know them. I don't know them, and I really don't. I'd never met them, I've never hung out with them, so I didn't have any way to defend them, because they left me with absolutely no way to defend their stance in the pinup community. I didn't have a leg to stand on. I couldn't say, yeah, well, I know this, this, and this. No, I'm like, I've been bullied by them. They've talked shit about me. They've harassed me. They've made videos on Facebook to talk shit about me and my kids. Like, I didn't have anything nice to say, right? So at this car show, we all stayed in the same hotel, and they do a pinup pool party. Well, one of their girls and her husband had driven in from another state. Like, she wasn't even from here. I didn't know her. She was a fan on my page, though. Now her and I are great friends, and she's amazing. I love her cat. I'm not going to say who this is. No names. But she had sent me a message, and she was like, hey, I've been trying to figure out how to contact you. I'm in the pinup contest. I know you said you were going to be here. I tried to go down to the pinup pool party, but they made me feel like a total outsider. They treated me like shit. They were catty. They were rude to me. Like, I don't know who else to hang out with while I'm here. I don't know anybody. And I was like, girl, You can hang out with me and my bitches. We're not mean. No. Turns out her room and her husband's room were literally like 3 doors down from me and my girl's room. But ultimately, you know, that's what that was about. It was like a girl that was coming from another state, and this girl group wanted to be the defining pinups in Oklahoma. They wanted to be what Oklahoma pinup stood for, and it's like, y'all are ruining our name. Like, you guys, tons of people at that car show that went to the pinup contest, they said they will never participate again because of those girls and how it was run. And that's sad to me. That's sad to me because I don't do pinup competitions. I'm not competitive. Too much stress, not enough gain. I don't want to be a part of it. Not what I do. It's not my thing. But the girls who do it need to be able to go in there and support each other and have fun and laugh and be dorks and enjoy themselves. And whoever fucking wins, wins. Y'all are not winning the title of pinup Mother Earth who owns all the shit in the world. Like, you are not winning anything defining or huge. It's for fun. It's for fun. And they ruined it. Like, they ruined the whole thing. All of the girls left so deflated. One of my friends was mortified because the group who used to torment me before, like back in the day, was there standing on the side of the stage literally talking shit about the pinups who were fake, who were too fat. Like, it's like, stop. Just stop. It's that simple. It's not hard. It's not complicated. Rockabilly is a culture that has developed over time based off of the music that created it. It's growing bigger and wider with every person who discovers it and wants to be a part of it. You know how many 16-year-olds, mainly 16-year-olds out in California, who message me and contact me, who want to be a part of the Rockabilly culture, but they're like, everybody's so mean. I'm like, I know. I know. That's why I'm not a part of it anymore. I got tired of it. It was literally destroying my energy. Like, I couldn't do it anymore. Like, I couldn't handle the negative catty women. It's basically, if you want to be a part of Rockabilly anymore, that's great, but you can't ever go anywhere and be involved. You can't go to car shows, you can't go to concerts, you can't participate in anything because all you're going to do is basically be treated like shit and run off. That's what it's come down to. Nobody gives a shit about the music. Nobody gives a shit about the culture. Nobody gives a shit about the cars. Nobody gives a shit about anything. All they care about is who's gonna have that title of the Rockabilly King or Queen. Like, every event, every car show, everything is just another contest to see who's more Rockabilly than the next. And it's bogus bullshit. It really is. Take me, for instance, okay? I'm gonna put myself on the chopping block. Take me, for instance. I started out as a little baby Rockabilly after I found it, was tormented, called a poser. I worked my way up to being featured in fucking magazines with my name alongside D.D.O.D. I didn't deserve it, but holy fuck, it was amazing, okay? So I worked my way up, blood, sweat, and tears, all on my own, till I got to this point, right? And then I started reevaluating. And I was like, everything that I loved about this culture and the reason I was a part of it is gone. It's gone, right? I can't go to a car show without being harassed. I can't go to a concert without being harassed. I can't even get on my damn computer without somebody vague book posting about me where they don't use my name but they like to talk shit about me, making up shit that's not even remotely true. Like, bitch, have a conversation with me first before you talk shit about me, because we haven't even spoken. Ever. I didn't even know your name until somebody told me you talk shit about me. So, like, how did I get on your shit list when we've never even had a conversation, you know? And then you turn around and every pinup group, oh my god, for a while every single pinup group that was being made was some woman who decided she wanted to be a pinup. She wanted to use and claim the term pinup and the image pinup and the lifestyle pinup and all that jazz, and then use it to start a charity and then proceed to steal the money the charity made. Like, every time I turned around, every pinup group and charity and this and that was being accused of fraud, and there was proof that people were stealing, and it's like, it got so out of control, I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. You know that my house burned down and I lost most of my wardrobe, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna step back, and that's what I did, and it was the best thing I've ever done. And I love rockabilly music. I'm never not gonna love rockabilly music. One of the most exciting things recently was when my friends, the Fabulous Minks, sent me a link to their new song, and they're from Tulsa, and they're a band that I met when I was hosting a car show in Tulsa, and they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing, and they sent me a link to their new track, and I could just feel my chest get all warm listening to their music. Like, it was like home. You know, because I do love it. I'm always going to love it, and it's always going to be a part of me, and even if my outer shell doesn't always represent it, so I'm going to show up to car shows this summer with my family and have a good time. I'm going to root for the girls in the pinup contest, and I'm not going to be a bitch about it. If somebody asks me, hey, I'm new to rockabilly, how do I fold my bandana? I'm going to tell them! I'm not going to give a shit if some guy's jeans aren't cuffed appropriately or if his pompadour isn't high enough. I'm not going to treat some girl like shit if her victory rolls aren't on point. You know how long it takes to learn victory rolls? A long time! And to give somebody shit for that is ridiculous. Because you know it was hard for you when you first started too. I just think it's gotten to the point where you have to stop giving a shit. Like, I don't care if somebody tells you you can't be a rockabilly. They don't own you. They don't own you. They don't own you any more than anybody owns anything in this world. Like, it's a style. It's a genre. It is a lifestyle for people. It is something that you personally choose for yourself. You're not doing it for other people. When you choose a lifestyle or a culture to be a part of, or your style has one main direct look or flow, or whatever the case may be, you don't choose that for other people. You choose it for yourself. So why are you going to let other people's shit talking take something that you chose for you, that only affects you, and tell you you can't do it? We don't do that in this family. So, I say in closing, I didn't want to talk this long, but it's hard not to. They're involved topics. I say it this much, just because you wear, this is gonna offend some of you, but I like to take the approach of build, break, build, okay? Remember, I say this in love. You are not a rockabilly just because you grease your hair back, or you put on cuffed jeans, and you wear white t-shirts and leather jackets. That does not make you a rockabilly any more than wearing polka dots every fucking day and putting on red lipsticks makes you a pinup model. Okay? Here's the thing. I'm gonna give you some valuable information. Loving rockabilly and pinup is what makes you a rockabilly and a pinup. Okay? Having a passion in it, enjoying it, having fun, having it somehow help you grow as a human being and make you more confident and more happy in life. That's what makes you a part of that, right? You don't, seriously, if you girls don't learn that there is more than just wearing polka dots to being a pinup, I have failed you. Like, seriously, have you not watched anything that I have done? It's more than that. It's about being confident and strong. Getting a fuck if somebody tells you that you are too fat or too skinny to be a pinup. Because, bitch, I have heard it all. Okay? If you want to be a part of this culture, whether it be pinup or rockabilly, just love it. Have fun. Embrace it. Don't just get into anything and then treat people like shit. It's not ever gonna fly. It's never gonna fly. You don't get to police people. You don't get to tell them what they're allowed to like and dislike. And if you like pinup on Tuesday, but you like being a goth on Wednesday, bitch, do you. Do you. I am a firm believer in having multiple styles and interests. I mean, guarantee everybody is calling me a poser right now. Guaranteed. To remember Emily. Yeah, remember how she was like, I'm a rockabilly, I'm a pinup, I'm famous, everybody loves me. Yeah, she's not a pinup anymore, or rockabilly. I told you she was the poser. She wears chokers now. Her hair's pink. She thinks she's such a badass, but she's really not. She's just fake. Am I sweating it? Hell nah. I'm loving myself. I'm loving what I do. I'm loving the things that make me happy, and things that make me happy are car shows and rockabilly music and PBR beer, even if it's warm. Or like shitty hot dogs at a car show that, like, you know that if you eat it tomorrow you're gonna be living on the toilet, but you don't care because it's amazing. And that Mercury is beautiful, and you got this fucking hot dog and this hot beer, and you're just like, oh my god, I wanna fuck that car. Like, that's what it's about. That might have been much. It might have been a little much. But just remember, the Rockabilly Police are nobody. They're no more important in the lifestyle than you are. Because nobody owns it. Nobody owns it. There's no one person that defines rockabilly or pinup. It's a culture. It's a lifestyle. It's a music. I think people forget about that. It's like, I'm more rockabilly than you. Bitch, rockabilly is music. Like, you're a subculture of what that music created, but you're not the most of anything. I mean, you could be the most asshole, because I run into a lot of them that are the most asshole. But I mean, I'm gonna close in saying, if you love something, do it. There's always gonna be somebody out there talking shit about you and telling you that you're not good enough. Always. Always. Like, every fucking day. It's not gonna matter. So you're like, well, they say I can't be rockabilly, so I'm not gonna be rockabilly. I'm gonna go be whatever other subcultures there are out there. Then there's gonna be haters in that group that are gonna be like, you can't sit with us. Where are you just gonna walk around your whole damn life not involved in anything, not experiencing anything because people keep telling you you can't sit with them? Just go buy your own damn chair and go sit where you want. Stop relying on other people to allow you to be who you want to be. It is not up to other people. It is up to you. If you want to be a part of the rockabilly community, or you want to be a pinup, I don't care if you're doing it for a week or the rest of your life. It's simple. Have a general interest in something. Be passionate about it. Learn about it. Experience it. Have fun with it. If it's for you, keep on keeping on. If it's not for you, go find some other shit you like. It doesn't have to be drama. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be chaotic and miserable and stressful. Enjoy the things that the rockabilly culture has created from an amazing genre of music. Let the rest go. Let the rest go. It's that simple. It's that simple. If I stopped every time somebody talks shit about me, I would do nothing but lay in the fetal position in bed. Like, come on. You're better than this, you're stronger than this, and you can be whatever you want to be. Whether it be for a day or a lifetime, you get to choose. Nobody else does. It's as simple as that. And if somebody wants to talk shit about you, okay. It doesn't affect you unless you let it, right? So don't let it. Forget about it, push it out, and keep going down the road to what makes you happy. Because that's what matters. And if y'all see me at a car show, y'all bitches better come up and hug me like your life depends on it. Because I am one rockabilly that you can always sit with. Because remember, I'm not a rockabilly anyways. I'm just a fake poser who doesn't know what she's talking about. But I love you guys. And this is Daily Dose of Dawn, where we talk about topics that might not always make everybody happy, but we talk the truth. That's my opinion on the subject, whether you agree with it or not. If you are one of my haters and you're seeing this, hi. I don't care, is what I'm saying. You don't define me. And if you want to talk like a grown-up, I didn't block none of y'all bitches. I've given you the opportunity to grow up and message me if you have a problem. We can talk it out. And have some cookies and drink some tea. This is Daily Dose of Doll. I love your faces. I will be back next week with another Daily Dose of Doll. Not sure what the topic's going to be. This one's been pretty salty, so hopefully it's something a little less salty and maybe a little more sweet. We don't do that here. This is where the raunchy happens. We talk about the sweet shit on Monday Coffee, where we're like, ooh, we're all super emotional. Not here. But I love you guys. Remember, I create an event on my Facebook page every week that after I post the initial daily dose, it's for the next week's daily dose where you guys can weigh in on the topic, leave your comments, ask your questions that I can answer, and participate in live on my show. Remember that I love you guys. I will see you guys Friday for my fantastic Fan Friday live feed chat thing. But I love you guys. Whether you're rockabilly or you're not, whether you're rockabilly for a day or the rest of your life, I love you. These things just don't matter. I'm out.